Thanks for checking out this video. Don't forget, like and subscribe. So, SmackDown. Yes, it appears that SmackDown is, in fact, going back to 3 frickin' hours. SmackDown of late has been... It's been fine to good because it's 2 hours. And that show for the first half of this year at 3 hours just sucked. I mean, the show just sucked. It was too long. Everything just dragged on. I mean, you know, I was angry about this on Twitter, and all these, you know, WWE hardcores were all over me about what a terrible person I was. And it's like, you people really liked 3 hours? Because I like SmackDown most of the time. I hated 3 hours because it sucked. You're telling me that you actually like those 3-hour shows better than the current 2-hour shows? I don't buy that. It's not like they need the money. So I can't say that it's 100%, but I can tell you that there's a feeling within WWE that this is going to be very similar to what happened this year, which is in 2026, it's going to move to 3 hours. It'll probably be that way for 6-7 months, and then it will go back to 2 hours again for the remainder of the year. And I guess, I think that this has something to do with, right now they've got 2 hours, and the 2 hours is followed by the Braun Strowman show. And the Braun Strowman show is doing freaking great. Number one, because Braun Strowman is involved, and he's like a big name to wrestling fans. And also, apparently, like, it's a really good show, and it goes right after SmackDown. So the Braun Strowman show is beating, like, NXT and Dynamite. Like, that's how well the Braun Strowman show is doing. And so I think the Braun Strowman show goes through the end of the year. And so when the show ends, I guess they're going to move SmackDown back to 3 hours again. And then they're going to try to find some other show involving a WWE talent that they can then put on maybe halfway through 2026. And then the show would go back to 2 hours, and then away we go. So I don't think this is a permanent move, but I don't even want a week of 3-hour shows. It's just, it's too long. There's not... It just, when you watch the show, it was like they had a 2 hour, they had a roster for 2 hours, and they were booking a 3-hour show out of it. It just didn't work. Raw at least has a roster big enough for 2.5 hours, so the 2.5 hours works fine. It's not like that for SmackDown. So I don't like it. I don't care what anyone says. Tonight's Raw is from Madison Square Garden. It is the final Raw episode of John Cena, and I was told all the John Cena merchandise is like Yankees themed, which people were like, no way, he's from Boston. Hey, don't look at me, dude. I'm just telling you. There's going to be so much merchandise flying off the shelves. John Cena is going to open up the show. He's, I'm told, likely wrestling on the show. May end up being like a tag match or something like that. I don't know if it's going to be a singles match. But he's going to do something, and then obviously they have to set up whatever he's going to be doing at Survivor Series. We have got Becky Lynch versus Maxine Dupree for the Intercontinental title. We have got 2 of the John Cena tournament matches. We have got Gunther versus Javon Evans and Solo Sikoa versus a mystery opponent. We still have 0 brackets for this tournament. A number of people have moved on to the second round. We still have no idea what's going on. The mystery opponent on Friday ended up being literally the woo-woo guy. It was Zack Ryder, not Matt Cardona. And so I don't know who the mystery opponent is going to be tonight. Gunther versus Javon Evans. I mean, you know they should do. I think we all do. Javon should win the tournament and beat John Cena in his final match. But, of course, there's no chance at all of that happening. And Javon Evans even did an interview because somebody asked him about that. Like, what do you think about the idea of you winning the tournament and then you know, beating John Cena in his last match? And Javon basically said, you know, if something like that happened, I think I'd retire too because it's all over after that. So maybe I'd beat him, he'd retire, and then I'd also retire, and that would be the end of both of our careers. But the original idea was that Gunther was going to be the final opponent of John Cena. So I'm sure I would bet that him and Javon have an incredible match tonight. And then Gunther beats him, and away we go. Nikki Bella will explain her actions. I don't know why we need that segment. I could do it for you. She wants the belt. And then we're probably going to have, in fact, we will have a lot of returns tonight. So, where is it here? Bodyslam.net says Roman Reigns, Liv Morgan, AJ Lee all expected to the show. Obviously, AJ and Roman are good to go. Liv Morgan, I'm not sure. Perhaps she's cleared, perhaps not. Perhaps they're going to just shoot an angle. Perhaps she's just visiting. We'll find out. But obviously, Roman Reigns and AJ Lee were going to be in those Survivor Series matches. And so you got to shoot the angles to get them in there. And also, he has not been seen, but I would be astounded if Brock Lesnar did not make his return tonight as well. Have you grabbed your F4WOnline.com shirt yet? Well, we got a bunch of them. They're up in the store right now. F4WOnline.com/shirts. You can grab your -5 stars shirt, your Dave Meltzer Wrestling Observer shirts, even the brand new After Dark Radio shirt. You love Granny? We have Granny's Gang shirts. Have you ever won a shoot battle royal? Probably not, but you can tell people you did. So check out the store. All of these great shirts and more. It's through Pro Wrestling Tees. F4WOnline.com/shirts. That's F4WOnline.com/shirts.